The nervousness goes away entirely once you get in the helicopter and start the engine. Once you're in there and the helmet's on and the engine's running, then you're just working. Okay, cool. I'm Aaron Fitzgerald, and I'm a Red Bull helicopter pilot.
Helicopter 154, Echo Hotel, holding on the helipad for a downwind departure to the north. 3, 2, 1, up and roll.
Flying helicopters is all I ever wanted to do. I never thought of anything else as a profession. I just knew even when I was a little kid that I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. I've been flying the Aerobatic helicopter for Red Bull since 2016. I started from zero in helicopters. I never flew fixed wing until many years later. And when I finished my private pilot check ride, when I landed from that, I had 40.9 hours in my logbook. I had not flown any meaningful aerobatics. I had done a loop or a roll with guys before in various airplanes, but I hadn't flown any aerobatics myself until Red Bull hired me and trained me for the job. My first aerobatic helicopter flight was with Blackie Schwartz, who was the chief pilot at the time. And he's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. I love that guy. He's so cool and he's such a good pilot. But he took me up to go practice his routine. And it was just, he was in town. He said, hey, I'm gonna go practice. Would you like to come with me? I know now that that was kind of a vetting process to see if I could handle aerobatics. But at the time I thought, oh sure, that'll be fun. So I went with him and we did his whole display sequence 3 times. And then he taught me how to do a loop. First loop I did with Blackie was pretty good. It was survivable, didn't break anything, didn't hurt anybody. And then he said, oh, that's great, let's do another one. So I did the second loop and completely screwed it up and we were falling out of the sky inverted and I was laughing because I knew he could save it, so I wasn't scared. And he was like, okay, that was no good. Let me tell you what you did wrong. And we made some adjustments and I did either 1 or 2 more. And then it was time to go back, we were out of fuel. And then as we were landing, he said, okay, you did great, so go practice loops tomorrow on your own, because I'm going back to Austria. So he left town, and then the next day, I drove to the airport, and I was literally talking to myself the whole drive, going, this is stupid, man. I don't need to do aerobatics. This is unnecessarily dangerous. I got a good life. I don't want to do this. So I baby talked my way all the way to the airport, got in the helicopter, flew out to the practice area, still talking to myself the whole way on the way to the practice area. And then I got out there and I lined up on the road where we were the day before when I was with Blackie, only now I was by myself. And I was like, okay, as soon as I get to the crossroads there, I'll do the loop. And I got perfect entry speed, perfect power setting, everything, altitude, perfect heading, ready to go. And then the road went by. I didn't do it, I chickened out. And then I turned around and did it the other way and ended up doing a bunch of loops that day, and I've been doing them ever since. The subsequent training was with Blackie and Rainer Wilke. And Rainer was one of the pioneers of helicopter aerobatics. He's been doing it since the 80s. He was the German Army demonstration pilot. I think he's probably the best helicopter pilot I've ever seen in my career. And I was really fortunate that I trained with Rainer, so I learned it directly from him. Literally learned at the knee of the master. And then I also have Rich Lee still today as a mentor, as I do with Blackie and Rainer. So I lean on those guys pretty heavily. I ask them a lot of questions. I think without the mentorship from those guys, for me, I'm not sure that it would be possible. I don't know that I could do this job or could have trained to the level that I did without help from those guys. I 100% owe what I'm doing to them. This opportunity was because those guys helped me. Red Bull's a unique company because it's more like a family. Our culture is that the hat, it denotes that you're a Red Bull athlete. So if you're wearing one of these hats, then you're kind of in the family. And that can be anybody. We have track and field snowboarders, we have break dancers, helicopter pilots. It's a very broad set of skills. And so it's cool to be connected with people like that, and to I can walk up and talk to other athletes, and most of them are famous for being athletes. Mine's kind of a unique thing. I just fly a helicopter, but it's a big deal when you first get the hat. In our culture, when they first hand you your hat, it's not uncommon for a tear or two to be shed when you get your first Red Bull hat. So we use the MBB BO-105 helicopter. It's just a really robust, overbuilt, well-engineered machine that's capable in a way that most helicopters aren't. Many helicopters can do aerobatics, but none of them do it as well as the BO-105. The rigid rotor system is definitely the main component of this aircraft that allows us to do what we do, and it does make it kind of impervious to airflow direction change. So you can go weightless. There's maneuvers where I go completely inverted and I'm descending inverted and also spinning on the yaw axis. So you can't do that in a normal helicopter, but we can in this one, and the rigid rotor system is the key to all of it. My favorite maneuver is the bow turn. You start out straight and level like we do all maneuvers. You pitch up to about 60 or so above the horizon, so now you're climbing. Then I rotate over forward. So now I'm descending in an inverted attitude and spinning. When I recapture the heading, then I rotate another 180 degrees on the pitch axis and fly back out in the opposite direction.
Smoke on.
All the controls, all the time. Many inputs throughout the course of a single maneuver.
3, 2, 1, going over.
It really is fun. For me, I like to practice as often as possible. During show season and leading up to shows, I try to fly every day. It just makes a difference to me for the way my body works and the way my brain works. If I'm doing something every day, I get really layered in and really proficient. I can perform at a higher level, which makes it a lot safer too. We don't fly for long periods. Those practice flights are only about an hour. So it's not a ton of flying in terms of hours, but it's the frequency is what works for me. I want to be sharp. I want to do it well. I like it to be almost second nature. I want to make the guys who trained me how to do this proud. The stakes are high in helicopter aerobatics because I have a surface level card, so I work down to the surface, which means there's zero room for error. And that's what's appealing about that type of flying to me. Taking on that responsibility and doing meaningful work with very, very high stakes. I'm proud of the fact that I have a surface level card. I'm the only one that has a helicopter surface card at this time. It's only the second surface level card that's ever been issued. Rich Lee had the first one. We do air shows all over the United States. Mentally, I prepare by walking the display sequence on the ground. I pick the same direction as the show line, so I know where the sun's gonna be when I come over the top. Sometimes they call it the dance. You'll see aerobatic performers do it all the time. But I do that before every show, every performance. We go and get the helicopter ready, whether it's fuel or wiring up smokes or whatever. And then we'd go fly the performance. The Red Bull performance is a combined show with one of the airplanes or both airplanes, 4 skydivers, and then the helicopter. So that whole show is about 25 minutes long. First, I drop all the skydivers individually. And then do about a 6-minute aerobatic display embedded in that larger show. And then we land and then clean everything up and get ready for tomorrow. During the air show display sequence, the sights and sounds are really interesting because on one side you have a huge crowd. So as you're rotating, you have visual points, reference points to help keep you aligned on the show line. That reference changes all the time, so it's literally spinning around. So the crowd's going, they might be above you, they might be below you or on your left or right, so that's always really cool. Visually, you have to keep track of what's happening while you're spinning, while your body's upside down, and while the helicopter's making all kinds of noises. It always smells a little bit like jet fuel in there and a little bit like burned smoke. The smoke has a distinct smell to it. So it's a sensory, not an overload, but definitely all senses are alive when you're doing it. And I always taste gum too, because I'm chewing gum every time I fly an air show. Air shows, it's not relaxing, that's for sure. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people to talk to all day long. Fortunately, I like it, so it's not easy for me, but doesn't feel like work, that's for sure. Because I enjoy talking to people, and I really do truly enjoy sharing what I know and what I can bring to aviation to like-minded people or people that are curious or enthusiastic about aviation. That's just energizing to me. The more people I can talk to about this, the better. I love sharing what we do with the public. It's something that I feel really grateful for and really fortunate about, that I get to be part of this little tiny club that gets to do this. There are only a few of us who do it for a living. There are test pilots and people that do it away from the cameras and the attention. They get to go do aerobatics and helicopters, but I get to share it with everybody, and for that, I feel really, really fortunate. So we're lucky to fly these helicopters, and I'm super lucky to be part of this program. I don't take any of this for granted. Honestly, it's not work to me. This is just a huge adventure. I'm so lucky that I get to do this in all forms of the flying that I do. Flying with my kids, flying over the ocean is a big thrill for me. I do it almost every day, and I still never get tired of it. I love all aspects of flying helicopters. There are parts of it that are work. I don't like all the travel. I get tired of waiting in TSA lines and sitting in coach and all that. That kind of is a drag. But when I'm actually flying, I'm so happy. I say it out loud in the helicopter all the time. Look around and go, how lucky are we? This is our job. We're working right now. Yeah. There's only 13,000 helicopter pilots in the United States, and probably at least 1,000 of them would happily murder me to take this job.